Chapter 1. Honestly, waiting is hard. I am weary with my crying out. My throat is parched. My eyes grow dim with waiting for my God. Psalm 69, verse 3. Let's start with something obvious. Waiting is hard. You probably picked up this book because you know this to be true. Perhaps you're living through a season where you've been forced to wait and you're learning how challenging it is. Maybe you started out strong in a time of uncertainty, but you've noticed a nagging sense of anxiety or frustration begin to set in. Whether we consciously know it or not, we have an internal sense of how long things should take. When this is challenged, or when our expectations aren't met, we soon discover a rising level of tension. Waiting is usually a lot harder than we realize, or even care to admit. I think it's safe to say that most people dislike waiting. Do you know anyone who celebrates it? Oh, good, we get to wait. That feels weird or fake, doesn't it? Imagine meeting a friend and asking about her weekend. What would be your immediate response if she said, I spent 3 hours waiting on Saturday? You'd probably groan, right? Waiting feels like a gap in time that's annoying at best and aggravating at worst. Most of us have a negative bias against it. Our society makes it worse. In our fast-paced, instant answer, and quick results culture, less waiting is a benchmark for success. It's a status symbol. Ever visited Disney World? Purchasing a fast pass affords you the privilege of skipping the line. The next time you visit the counter of a fast food restaurant, look above the window of the drive-thru. You'll probably see a running clock capturing the time to serve each customer. Look closer, and you might see a time goal written on the whiteboard. Employees are rewarded for reducing wait times. Airports even started moving baggage claims greater distances from the terminals because customers are willing to walk farther than wait longer at an empty carousel. How many seconds are you willing to wait for a website or a video to load before you click somewhere else? Our patience for the buffering wheel is decreasing. Efficiency and immediacy are the hallmarks of success in our society. Time is money, right? Waiting isn't valued in our culture. This context is important to understand as we learn about the spiritual value of waiting. There's a strong natural assumption internally and externally that delays and uncertainties are bad. But as you'll see in the chapters that follow, waiting is commended as something valuable. Waiting is good. What's more, waiting is commanded. Let that sink in. The Bible commends and commands something that everything in us and everyone around us usually sees as negative. We've got some work to do. Waiting defined. Before we go too far, let's start with a preliminary definition of waiting in the Bible. In the Old Testament, several Hebrew words are used. In the next chapter, we'll unpack the nuances of different words, but the common thread between them is looking for something or someone with eager expectation. In other words, waiting is a space to be filled. A gap emerges, and we look or hope for something to fill it. From a spiritual standpoint, God fills that gap with Himself, His plans, or His promises. Ben Patterson affirms this when he writes, "To wait is to journey in faith toward the things God has promised." When you find the word wait in the Bible, it's important to look for the words it's pointing toward. A few examples. I waited patiently for the Lord, Psalm 40, verse 1. My eyes grow dim, waiting for my God, Psalm 69, verse 3. I wait for the Lord. My soul waits, and in His word I hope. Psalm 130, verse 5. We find the same thing in the New Testament.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.